right, so hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about the two cows analogy for economics. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple pictures here. And this time I'm hopefully going to remember to cut. Anyways, so this is unrelated, but this is something I typed into Midjourney. I wanted a neon colored cow, and this is what it gave me, and I thought it was cute, so I thought I would show it. Anyways, so let's go back to cow economics. Anyway, so real quick here, we got the cow economics. I'll show these back up later, but this is kind of memes that have been going around, but it's farther, like this analogy goes way back, way farther back than these memes. All right, so cow economics. I already wrote this up because I forgot to cut, so it didn't show that it was writing stuff. But anyways, that's kind of the gist of it, is this. So you start with capitalism, and I'm going to use orange here to draw it. You start with capitalism, you got two cows. Now, this is kind of how I would explain it, but the example is kind of say it differently, but you got two cows, milk for money, and then sell and buy the third, and then you just etc., 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 right? ETC, right? You keep going up and you keep building. That's traditional capitalism. That's the fundamental of it. And then you have communism. So let's go to socialism first, because socialism is actually where the government controls it, because so socialism is kind of supposed to be a stepping stone to communism, right? So the government controls it, everything, and so you give them milk and they give you money back, right? Sell milk to government for money, basically. They set the prices and stuff like that, in the midst to kind of distribute the wealth. Communism is kind of more like it exists more of a like kind of a without the government, right? Involved. It's like two cows, you give them maybe some milk for beans or whatever, and you guys kind of distribute in a sense. I'll bring up the picture example later, where it'll have their own definition, but that's kind of the gist of it that we're going to start with here. And so now I'm going to move back to the images. So cut. Real quick here, this is what they say, right? Just take a look at them. Some of them are supposed to be funny. That's kind of the general point. And the Italian one always cracks me up, but these are some examples of that. And so then there's an Enron venture capitalism one that I'll get to in a second. But anyways, actually, no, I'm not really going to talk about that. It's just, basically the Enron venture capitalism. Maybe I'll put up a graphic or something or some text. It's basically you have two cows. You apply for a loan you apply to that you have three. So basically it's fraud. So here's Wikipedia. If you actually take a look at this, because Modern Language Journal published, this was an analogy back in 1936, and this seems like it was kind of a shot to the New Deal. But anyways, so if you take a look, socialism, you have two cows, okay? You give one to your neighbor, right? And I'd say that's kind of accurate, yeah. I think it's a little bit, it's not as thorough as it should be, because it's not like you get nothing. But anyways, socialism. And so actually I don't think that's technically correct, though, because I believe Marx and other people define socialism as a step up to communism. So I think it's kind of a fundamental misunderstanding. But anyways, communism, you have two cows, you give them to the government, and the government then gives you some milk, right? And so that's not to say that Wikipedia is wrong here, right? They're just reporting what the Modern Language Journal said, right? It was used in a Chicago political campaign. That's what it says there. Anyways, so, and it sells you some milk, which, now that's fascism. They give you milk, right? Which, yeah, that's kind of the fundamental, is either the government or the people, they control the means of production, distribution. Well, they control the means of wealth, the distribution of wealth, right? So that it's fair, right? And then fascism, you have two cows, you keep the cows and give the milk to the government, and then the government sells you some milk. Yeah, about right. If you have New Dealism, you have two cows, you shoot one, milk the other, and then you pour the milk down the drain. they obviously were not big fans of the New Deal. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into the New Deal, so I don't know. I imagine this isn't completely accurate, but they were just taking a shot at Franklin Delano. Anyways, Nazism. You have 2 cows, the government shoots you and keeps the cows. Yeah, and then the capitalism, you have 2 cows, you sell one and buy a bull. But anyways, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed me talking about 2 cows and economic theory. Anyways, so that's going to be it. Please like, comment what you thought of my video and what I was talking about, and then subscribe. I'll see you all later.